This is my family. Hi, family.
Hi.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so my speech is going to be about peer pressure, and peers influence your life even if you don't realize it, just by spending time with you. You learn from them and they learn from you. It's only human nature to listen to and to learn from other people in your age group. Peers can have a positive influence on each other. Maybe another student in your class taught you how to kick a ball or taught you how to memorize the planets, but they can also have a negative impact on you by influencing you to do drugs or drink alcohol or do anything you're not supposed to do at that age. Similarly, peers play a large role in your social and emotional development through your teenage years. It is natural and healthy and important for children to have and rely on friends, but sometimes can be the downfall of their future. For example, 30% of students are pressured to do drugs in middle school and high school. Most of us are 11 to 15 when entering middle school and high school. We're still children ourselves, yet we are making adult decisions and performing adult habits. I personally know at least 10 to 15 teenagers who have thrown their bright future away on drugs or alcohol just because they got in with the wrong crowd and were raised in a family that grew up with that around them. And they might think of it as just like a rite of passage, which is something that it shouldn't be thought of. Teenagers can be easily manipulated if they feel insecure. For example, 67% of teen girls are pressured to dress a certain way. Whether they're pressured to put on more clothing or pressured to take more off, women are sexualized at a very young age. Sometimes they also have friends who tempt them into wearing less by calling them a prude or insinuating that there is something different about their sexuality due to their choice in clothing. Some kids give in to peer pressure because they want to be liked, fit in, or because they worry that other kids might make fun of them if they don't go along with the group. Others go along because they're curious to try something new that others are doing. The idea that everyone's doing it can influence some kids into going against their better judgment or their common sense. We need to make teenagers feel like they're safe and they're able to say no in these situations. Even children often give in to peer pressure because they feel they have no other choice if they want to have friends. There are a couple different ways to prevent this. We can make sure that there are different ways for the child to address the situation and different ways for them to compromise. Confident kids are much less likely to give in to their classmates' pushiness or second guess their own opinions. We need to make all kids aware of the types of situations they will be put in and force them to practice the situations. Every teen handles peer pressure differently, and it is important for teens to learn to deal with it on their own. The following are some tips to help kids deal with peer pressure. They need to stay away from peers who pressure them into doing things that seem wrong or dangerous. They need to learn how to say no and practice it to avoid getting out of situations which are unsafe or uncomfortable. They need to spend time with other kids who resist peer pressure. It helps them have at least one friend who's also willing to say no. And if you have problems with peer pressure, you need to talk to a grown-up or a trusted adult of some sort. Parents can also help by recognizing when their child is having issues with peer pressure. The following are tips for parents to help your child deal with peer pressure. Encourage open and honest communication, so basically let your kid know that they're allowed to talk to you about these kinds of situations. Teach your child to be assertive and mean it when they say no and to resist getting involved in dangerous situations. Get to know your child's friends, and if issues or problems arise, share your concerns with their parents to ensure the safety of your child and the other child. And help your child develop self-confidence, because kids who feel good about themselves don't feel like they should be shoved into these certain types of situations. You also need to develop backup plans to help kids get out of uncomfortable or dangerous situations. For example, let them know you'll always come get them no matter what, no questions asked if they feel worried or unsafe. So in conclusion, peer pressure is something that can be prevented, or if it has already happened, it can be stopped before it destroys the child's well-being. Thank you.